Look over there. They have your favorite thing. Glizzies. What's up, y'all? Tight shirt here, Warfield, back for another video. I hope you're having a fantastic freaking day so far. Remember to be thankful for your freaking life today because you did not have to have that. Today we are in the meanest streets. And I'm talking about the meanest streets of New York, as you see. And Alex and Cam are up there, so I've been with them the last 2 days, unfortunately. And finally, bro, a company that has made a camera that doesn't focus on specs. This thing is about fun. I mean, we could just start off by looking at it. So Alex is holding one right now. I mean, look at it. This is the titanium one, right?
I think we're calling it the titty.
I'm not calling it that, but seriously, look at the lens, all right?
Sorry.
Look. My kids watch this channel. No, look at the lens. Turn it off, Alex.
Awesome.
No, turn it off, Alex. Okay, now watch the. Oh, now turn it back on, Alex. So it's like a 24 to 75 equivalent lens. It is variable aperture, but just look what they did with the looks of it. It's got switches all over it, like you use that switch right there to change between the different aspect ratios. You got an autofocus, manual focus switch on the side of it. Alex, flip the camera open to the over to the bottom. I'm saying, no, the bottom, Alex. Okay, you got two doors right there. So that's the memory card door, and that's the battery door. And then Alex, go ahead and let me see the back of the camera, Alex. All right, so on the back of the camera, look at that. We got an EVF and we got a flippy screen, although I don't know why they didn't do like a tilty screen. And overall though, I mean, it's basically like a souped up S9, but it is damn sexy. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's good looking and it feels good too. Also, look at the shutter button, like it's already threaded. Shut up, Cam. So that you can put like a soft shutter or something on there, and it's got a digital hot shoe that the S9 does not have. Cam, look over there. They have your favorite thing. Glizzies. Isn't that your favorite?
What's wrong with you?
Isn't that your favorite thing? Also, if you notice on the back, there is a button designated for LUTs, which is what makes this camera freaking special. We're gonna talk about that a little bit more later on in the video.
Terry said I had cute ass farts.
Yo, this dude squatted in the middle of the sidewalk. Like full, hold on,
And
full, like full,
cute ass fart.
full squat, bro. So me and Alex looking at him like, bro, what are you doing? Like, I'm thinking he's taking a full dump in his pants.
Terry's over here.
Look, squealing, sweating, grunting. To let out this little spoof. That was the cutest fart I ever heard in my life. Listen, anyways, we just got off the subway, and somebody came up to me on the subway. It's like, yo, is that the new Lumix L10? And I was like, you damn skippy it is. Let's talk about this lens real quick and this sensor real quick. Some of y'all might be here from Cam's video, and I'm sorry that you had to watch that. Neither here nor there, here we are. So, micro four thirds, 26 megapixel sensor. I mean, it's really like 20 megapixels effective, but it is a micro four thirds sensor. Now, I can hear some of y'all now in the comment section. Sound just like me. Man, I'm a full frame APS-C kind of guy, and so am I. I'm not the biggest fan of micro four thirds, but it is what it is. So it's paired with a Leica partnered lens on here. That's a 24 to 75 equivalent lens, and it's a good lens. The images out of this thing look fantastic. The only thing that you probably notice is, unfortunately, on a micro four thirds sensor, without like a super fast lens, you're not going to see a whole lot of depth of field. I'm not saying you can't get any depth of field, but for sure you're not going to get as much depth of field as you would with like a 24 to 75 on an APS-C or a crop sensor camera. The other good thing about this, on the wide end, it is also a macro lens. You can get mad close to things and take photos of them if that's something that you want to do. Now, the aperture is variable. So it starts at f1.8, and as you zoom in, the aperture does close down, and also it's a leaf shutter. So leaf shutter means that it can go up to 2,000th of a second. We just got mad overexposed, but if you turn off leaf shutter, then it can go all the way up to 130,000. I'm sorry, 132,000th of a second. Shut up, Alex. Okay, I was working on it. Now the images actually look great, even though it's a micro four thirds sensor. And of course you got all the built-in color profiles. They added a couple new ones. You want to quiet that bike down, sir? But I'm using one that's called Sample LUT 1, which is really, really good. A lot of images out the camera. What do you want? Look, oh wow, hold on. A lot of the images look really, really good. So does this on Alex's shoulder. You got cooked.
So turned on by
This is what Cam did over there on the street. But the images look great. And remember, because you have Lumix Lab, you can put 39 LUTs into the camera. And this is something that enough people don't talk about with Lumix. And with that, you can customize it. You can add film grain, custom tone curves. You can make new LUTs. You can download new LUTs. You can save new LUTs. They also have something called Magic LUT, where if you, like, let's just say you watch your favorite movie or TV show, you like the color grade, well, using the Lumix Lab app, you can take a photo of it and it will actually create a LUT that you can import to your camera and apply it to your photos and your videos. I do find myself sometimes wanting to from a bigger camera sensor, but also at the same time appreciate how these photos don't look like overly professional. And I'm not saying that you can't get good results with a micro four thirds sensor, but I do, again, find myself missing that bigger sensor look. Now, I didn't think that I was gonna like the zoom function, all right? But it's turned out to be a very, very fun thing to use, which I never thought I would say that in the camera. I would like to see them make like a fixed lens version of this camera. I think that would be dope. But as it stands, it's a very fun photo camera because of all of the customization you could do with the color profiles and all that stuff. But it's missing one important thing. One important thing. I'm gonna let Cam tell you about this real quick. Hey, Scam Mackey, I need to ask you a question. Here, take the mic.
Yeah, what's up?
Wow. What do you think that the L10 is missing that every other Lumix camera has?
One, a Fuji emblem. Second, X-Pan mode, which the first thing I did, and I think it's because we did this in Japan with the S9, a lot of us went straight into the X-Pan mode because they released that lens. I personally enjoyed it. But this, I feel like, I understand why you have the electronic shutter on. I understand that Lumix, they originally, I don't think they did it because they don't want to lose out on megapixels. Personally, I'm not using this for the megapixels. I'm using it because it's fun. Colors look great. This isn't a camera I'm gonna go shoot some like crazy campaign with. So an X-Pan mode on top of that fun would be amazing. Everybody go to Lumix's IG account and tell them, hey, Terry Big Head Warfield said put X-Pan mode on this.
Give me my microphone. For those of you that don't know what aspect ratio that is, that's that 65 by 24 aspect ratio that gives you that super narrow, like cinematic type look. That's what we talk about, and it's missing that. Hopefully they'll get it with a firmware update. Okay, y'all hear that, Lumix? We want it. We want it, and we need that. We need that. Yo, real quick, look at this view. I need to say this real quick. I really don't care if you buy this camera or not. I really, honestly don't care. And I'm not saying that you should. I'm just sharing like the way I feel about it so far after using it. There's also a ton of cameras out there that are very similar size, that have very similar features and specs and stuff like that. So I think what makes this unique is that it packs so many like creative features into one body. The fact that you have a lens that is the zoom lens built into it, the fact that you have all these different color profiles, the fact that you can put all these freaking different LUTs and all of that crap on there, and the design of it. It's a really, really well-made camera, and it fixes a lot of stuff that we hated about the S9. Like, it didn't have a freaking EVF on it, it didn't have a digital shoe on it. But the other thing that Lumix has not talked about a whole lot is video features. And although I'm not gonna test it a whole lot, I might put some samples up, or I might not. As usual, Lumix pack this full of video features like open gate, like 10-bit, like all of these different freaking codecs, resolutions, all of that stuff. So this will still be a very competent video camera. What I do like about it is under the right circumstances with Micro Four Thirds, if you got the right lenses, you know, Micro Four Thirds has been around for a long time, but this is not going to give you super professional looking results. And unfortunately, he said this in his video, which I hope you didn't watch, but this is going to be great for social content because it doesn't give you like that super professional look that you might get out of like an APS-C sensor or a full frame sensor. It's obviously going to be better than a cell phone or like an Osmo Pocket, but it's not going to be so good to the point where people are going to be like, oh, that was shot with a pro camera, swipe. Now, just to give you a little sample what this camera is like to vlog with, although this is not the intended purpose, but I actually wanted to know how good it could do a few things with this camera when it comes to video though, because it's not a video camera, y'all. Y'all cannot ding this camera for this. I'm just letting you know. There is no shutter angle. There is no anamorphic D-squeeze. There also is no anamorphic stabilization. And the autofocus, when you switch it over to video, especially when you zoom all the way in, I'm gonna be honest, it's not the greatest. But again, this is not a camera meant for video. So let's do some walking around. Just so you can see, it's a little bright, so let's go ahead and stop down some. Also, it's a super odd filter size. It's a 43 millimeter filter thread. So this is all the way at the widest. If we zoom in a little bit, you can see how the stabilization might change. You're a little underexposed now because that aperture closes down as you zoom in. Let's go ahead and zoom back out. But again, this camera's not meant for this, bro. So don't get on here complaining about what it can't do video-wise. It doesn't have what the other Lumix cameras have. They never intended it to. I'm just showing y'all what this situation looks like in case you want to do it. Also, real quick, if you don't like that Transformers looking lens mechanism thing that pops open and closed when you turn the camera on and off, you can take that off. So don't think you stuck with that. You can put a traditional like lens cap on there. But I will also say that although this is basically like a glorified S9, it does feel much more premium. Even when it comes to like the finish on this, it does have the same rear dial that I'm not a fan of the S9, but the rest of it feels freaking great. I mean, it's obviously not like Leica quality, it's not in that price bracket, but it feels like a quality camera, and I think it looks like one also. All right, I just got done editing this video, and I got some random thoughts that I need to peel off real quick, okay? Number one, I didn't say nobody sponsored this video. Lumix did send this camera over for me to test out. I mean, they don't know that they not getting it back, but they didn't send it with any type of stipulation or requirement that I had to make a video or that I can't say that the camera doesn't suck, nothing like that. In fact, they don't even get to see it, and again, I don't even care if you buy this camera. I don't give a crap what camera you buy. But the second thing I want to say is there's going to be a lot of y'all down in the comment section. Oh, there's no way that I will buy a $1,500 Micro Four Thirds point and shoot camera. There's no way in 2026 I'm doing that. And champ, nobody's saying that you have to, and I don't blame you. It is not the camera for everybody. However, I'm going to say the same thing about this camera that I say about every single novelty camera that I test out. It is not the same proposition when it comes to value as like a high-end mirrorless camera. When we talk about those high-end mirrorless cameras, we're directly comparing specs and performance to cost. These are not like that. You can't put a dollar amount on the way a camera makes you feel, and that is what this camera is all about. Just like the Fuji X100, the Leica M11 that I just got done testing, the Sony RX1R Mark III, these novelty cameras are to invoke a specific feeling or to fill a specific purpose. And when it comes to that, the money and the value don't line up evenly, okay? So with that being said, what do I think about this L10? Like seriously, okay? I think that for what this camera is, which is for sure not perfect, I wish it had a bigger sensor. They definitely need to fix the stabilization in video, and they definitely can fix some tweaks, some other little stuff in here too, like the autofocus. I mean, autofocus works great at photo, but in video, questionable. But overall, what they did with this camera is basically gave us everything we wanted with the Lumix S9 when it first launched. They put an EVF on here, a digital Hatsu, changed the way it looked, put a variable aperture lens on here that's actually a really, really good lens, kept the same battery, added a whole bunch of stuff, creative looks, and now we got Lumix Lab all in a package that's super tiny. This can genuinely fit in your pocket for $1,500 that invokes creativity, and the camera is fun to use. And I know that might sound freaking cliche. Oh, Terry, you just saying that, and this might be a rhetoric that you're probably sick of hearing online, but cameras these days are freaking boring. We just got back from New York at the Sony launch event with the A7R6. The camera's a freaking beast, okay? Obviously it's a beast, it's Sony, but you know what's not fun about that camera? It is so damn good that it's stale and it's boring, and it's honestly nothing to talk about because it's so good. These, on the other hand, do not play by that same set of rules. These are fun camera to use, and I actually like that they aren't so good because it gives us things to work around and work through and all of that stuff to get the images and video that we want. So I think what Lumix did with this camera for $1,500, again, it might not be the camera for you, but I think that they nailed it. They're gonna sell a ton of them, especially the titanium one. Sorry if you can't get one and you gotta, you know, get the black or silver one, my bad. But the titanium one is fire, and honestly, I have loved this camera so much. Last thing real quick. When we were in New York, obviously I had like 4 other cameras with me. Cam had like 4 other cameras with him. You know what camera we kept reaching for every single time? It's this one. Not because it got the best specs, not because it got the best images or nothing like that, but because it was just a freaking blast to use. And honestly, that's what I'm looking for today's world. So anyways, I'm very curious to know what you think about this camera. Let me know down there in the comment section. I don't know if Cam has posted his video or not. If he has, I will leave a link at the end of this video. If he hasn't, I will make sure that end card is updated as soon as he puts his video up, so that you can just go from this video to that video. And if you like this video so far, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that you get notified when new videos go up, man. I guess it's time for some coffee. Let's get it. Oh, and piece of chicken grease. Forgot to say that too. Peace.